All right, guys, today on the Rolling Grill, we got some good stuff. This is actually a video I wanted to shoot over the holidays and have ready for Christmas and New Year's, just never got around to it. But since the holidays is over and we're into a new year, hey, let's go ahead and knock it out. French cut pork loin. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. I got this one right here from Restaurant Depot. As you can see, let me get this out the way. All right, as you can see, here's our French cut pork loin. It's basically a bone-in pork loin that's been Frenched out. The bones have been Frenched out. And what I was gonna do is just brine this thing whole and cook it whole, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna cut these out into some nice thick pork chops, and we're gonna do some nice smoked pork chops like you go to Texas and you go to some of those Texas barbecue joints and they have some nice thick smoked pork chops. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. That's gonna be our first video for 2020. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna brine up and cut up some beautiful thick cut pork chops right here on the Rolling Grill. Yeah, boy. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, you'll see that there's a lot of fat on here. I'm not doing anything to this. I'm not taking any of that out. To me, as you all know, if you cooked pork loin before, pork loin doesn't have a lot of fat. So any fat cap that you can get, leave it on there. Don't listen to the pundits that say take it all off and no. Fat is flavor. Do not take that fat cap off of that pork loin. I mean, if you look at it and see, I'll show you. I mean, it's really not that thick anyway. So you want every little bit and inch of fat that you can get. And so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up, and then we'll get to the brine. My rule of thumb is when you're cutting these pork, try to get as close to the, let me stand it up and I can tell you. Try to get as close to the inner bone as you can when you're cutting them. Because on the back side, it's got knuckles. Because you gotta remember, this is the loin, and basically these bones up here represent the baby back ribs. So basically you've got the pork loin, and then you've got the baby back ribs. Only thing that they've done is take off, Frenched out the bones, and taken a lot of the meat off the baby back ribs. But anyway, I try to get as close to the bone as I can, and I come right down. You need a nice sharp knife. Right down and right through. That's my first. That's the end piece. The end cap piece, we ain't worried about that. It's all going the same way. It always looks a little funny. So anyway, going to our next one. Sometimes there's a little bone in there. You want to go right around that. And there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the rest of these out, and then we'll get on to the brine. Stay tuned. All right, guys, as you can see, we got them cut up. I think I've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 10 loins. This rack of pork didn't cost me but, what, $25? So you do the math on that. $25 and you got 10 pork chops. Great way to stretch $1. Great item if you want to have a dinner party and you want to do some roasted pork chops, thick cut pork chops with a little smashed sweet potato mash or something like that. This would be perfect for that, man, because you're getting a good bang for your buck. Nice thick pork chop. As long as you brine it, you're not gonna dry it out. Trust me. Brining is the key when you're talking about cut thick pork chops like this. And if you wanted to, you can even cut inside and maybe stuff them a little bit. So that's it, man. So we're gonna go ahead and go towards the brine, and that's the next step up. So y'all stay tuned. All right, time for the brine. I already have the brine ready to go. I did the brine last night and allowed it to sit. So basically, I'm gonna show you what I have in my brine. Some people are gonna think I'm crazy, but trust me, these two flavors go really good together. I have some of this beautiful crawfish, shrimp, and crab boil. Water. I probably got about, I don't know what, 6 cups of water in here, maybe more. I used probably about a half, maybe about a cup of this, of the crab boil. And then I mixed in probably about a cup of this Jamaican jerk dry seasoning that I really like. I get it from my local farmer's market here. It's really good. But to me, they play, and then I also add some olive oil in here as well. To me, the olive oil kind of brings it all together. But to me, the jerk has the warm seasonings that go really well with pork chops, and the crawfish, and the seafood boil just has the salt content and that little bit of heat and spice that to me really plays well together. Like you'd have to make it, try it, and taste it and be like, damn, that goes really good together. And so that's basically my brine. That's the brine that I'm using for these pork chops. And in they're going. Everybody getting in the pool. Let's see if we can get them all in there. Usually I would do this in a Ziploc bag. Don't happen to have any today, so we are going to go with a nice trusty aluminum bowl. Stainless steel bowl, rather. And that's it. They are in there. I'll give you a close-up shot of what it looks like, but that's it. We're gonna let them sit in the fridge anywhere from 6 hours to overnight. You know, for me, I'm going overnight. Maximum moisture retention. By doing this, you ensure that you get maximum moisture retention so that when you put these in the smoker, you're gonna get maximum smoke retention. And it's also gonna be nice and juicy. It's not gonna dry out. So that's it, y'all. That's the brine, that's the pork chops. Stay tuned for the next step. All right, it is the next day. Our pork chops have finished brining. They've been in the brine actually for a total of 24 hours. I'm gonna put them on this, they're on a rack. I'm gonna let them air dry in the refrigerator for about an hour. Then I'm gonna hit them with some olive oil, hit them with my QQ dust, and then off to the smoker we go. But man, they smell really good. You can tell that they've taken on a lot of moisture, and this is gonna be one phenomenal way to enjoy these pork chops. All right, I have allowed these pork chops to dry for a number of hours in the refrigerator. Now we're good to go. They're nice, clean surface. We're gonna hit them with some olive oil. You definitely wanna make sure you dry them out as best you can. A lot of that moisture from that brine off of them. And I'm gonna hit it with my QQ dust. Also hit it with some black pepper. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And off to the grill they go. All right, you all, I've added 2 water pans down here, just pretty much to catch the drippings. But in one of these pans, I'm gonna actually add some coffee. No particular reason, I just want to see. I had some leftover coffee. I'm gonna kind of see what kind of flavor it imparts into these pork chops. And so here we go. I'm gonna leave them right here on the rack. And there they go. 6 beautiful pork chops. So y'all stay tuned. We're gonna see how these come out. Looking forward to some good stuff. Yeah, boy. I'm trying to stay right around 250, 275. I'm running a combination of charcoal briquettes as well as lump charcoal. No actual wood pieces, but just lump charcoal for my smoke. So y'all stay tuned. It's gonna be some good eating right here. Try to let them stay on here for about an hour. I'm gonna keep checking them. Try to take them to about 145-ish, maybe 140-ish. Pull them off and let them rest, and they should be good to go. And let's give them a look. Oh man, they look pretty good. Looking pretty good. Coffee still down there. Smell real good. So gonna let them ride out. I know they ain't nowhere near done. I'm gonna temp them in probably about another 30 minutes. I'm gonna give them a whole hour to cook, and then we'll temp them out. All right, pork chops are an hour in. All right, pork chops are an hour in. I just flipped them. They're still not ready. They look really good. I'm gonna let them keep on riding out. And we can do this because we brined them. So we ain't worrying about them drying out. Yeah, boy. Yes, sir. All right, it's been about an hour and a half. I'm gonna go ahead and temp them. See where we're sitting at. We're at right about 145. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off, let them rest for a few minutes. They may probably temp out at about 150 when it's all said and done, which is about medium. But they look real good. Real good. Smell real good. Yeah, boy. Y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all. It's time to cut one of these things open, man. Ooh, I wish y'all could smell them. Ooh, I wish you could smell them. Let me get a close up on that. Look at that. Beautiful, man. Good and juicy. Look at that. Yes, sir. So let's give it a try. Let's cut it up. Look at that. Look at that. Close up on the camera. Look at that. Good and juicy. That's why you brine your pork chops, folks. Let's cut another piece. Look at there. Good and juicy. All right, folks, I want to thank y'all for joining me here at the Rolling Grill. You know, we can't leave today without giving this a try. We're going to try, and around the bone is always the best part. Look at that. Man, And Brian, please brine your pork chops. So as always, good food, good vibes. Yeah, boy! Hey, we couldn't just smoke them. We had to put something in the cast iron skillet the next day also. So don't forget, even better in the cast iron skillet when you sear them off on both sides. Y'all be good. And as always, thanks for watching the Rolling Grill.